This presentation is part of a continuous series of videos all about project management, program management, and portfolio management and other related topics. In this video we will go through the history behind project management. Project management has been practiced for thousands of years since the Egyptian era. However, it has been about half a century ago that organizations start applying systematic project management tools and techniques to complex projects. In the 1950s, Navy employed modern project management methodologies in their Polaris project. During the 1960s and 1970s, Department of Defense, NASA, and large engineering and construction companies utilized project management principles and tools to manage large budget, schedule-driven projects. In the 1980s, manufacturing and software development sectors started to adopt and implement sophisticated project management practices. By the 1990s, the project management theories, tools, and techniques were widely received by different industries and organizations. Let's see this in detailed timeline. These video series are presented by the SEBCAM Consultant, a consulting firm and professional with many years' experience in engineering project activities, and a certified PMP, PGMP, and PFMP by BMI. Let's continue. 2570 BC, the Great Pyramid of Giza completed. The pharaohs built the pyramids, and today, archaeologists still argue about how they achieved this feat. Ancient records show there were managers for each of the four phases of the Great Pyramid, responsible for the construction of the Great Wall of China. We know there was some degree of planning, execution, and control involved in managing unified China under the Qin dynasty. 221 BC 206 BC, built another wonder of the world. The emperor ordered millions of people to finish this project. According to historical data, the labor force was organized into three groups: soldiers, ordinary people, and criminals. In 1917, the Gantt chart developed by Henry Gantt, 1861 to 1919. One of the forefathers of project management, Henry Gantt, is best known for creating his self-named scheduling diagram, the Gantt chart. It was a radical idea and an innovation of worldwide importance in the 1920s. One of its first uses was on the Hoover Dam project started in 1931. Gantt charts are still in use today and form an essential part of the project manager's toolkit. 1956, the American Association of Cost Engineers, now AS International, formed. Early practitioners of project management and the associated specialties of planning and scheduling, cost estimating, cost and schedule control formed the AS in 1956. It has remained the leading professional society for cost estimators, cost engineers, schedulers, project managers, and project control specialists since. AS continued its pioneering work in 2006, releasing the first integrated process for portfolio, program, and project management with their total cost management framework. 1957, the Critical Path Method, CPM, invented by the DuPont Corporation. Developed by DuPont, CPM is a technique used to predict project duration by analyzing which sequence of activities has the least amount of scheduling flexibility. DuPont designed it to address the complex process of shutting down chemical plants for maintenance, and then with the maintenance completed, restarting them. The technique was so successful it saved the corporation $1 million in the first year of its implementation. In the following year, 1958, the Program Evaluation Review Technique, PERT, invented for the U.S. Navy's Polaris project. During the Cold War, The United States Department of Defense's U.S. Navy Special Projects Office developed PERT as part of the Polaris Mobile Submarine-Launched Ballistic Missile Project. PERT is a method for analyzing the tasks involved in completing a project, especially the time needed to complete each task and identifying the minimum time required to complete the total project. Department of Defense mandate the Work Breakdown Structure, WBS, approach. The United States Department of Defense, DoD, created the WBS concept as part of the Polaris Mobile Submarine-Launched Ballistic Missile Project. After completing the project, the DoD published the work breakdown structure it used and mandated the following of this procedure in future projects of this scope and size. WBS is an exhaustive, hierarchical tree structure of deliverables and tasks that need to be performed to complete a project. Later adopted by the private sector, the WBS remains one of the most common and valuable project management tools. After 3 years, 1965, the International Project Management Association, IPMA, founded. IPMA was the world's first project management association, started in Vienna by a group as a forum for project managers to network and share information. Registered in Switzerland, the association is a federation of about 50 national and internationally oriented project management associations. Its vision is to promote project management and to lead the development of the profession. Since 1965, IPMA has grown and spread worldwide, with over 120,000 members in 2012. 1969, Project Management Institute, PMI, launched to promote the project management profession. 5 volunteers founded PMI as a non-profit professional organization dedicated to advancing project management practice, science, and profession. The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania issued Articles of Incorporation for PMI in 1969, which signified its official start. PMI held its first symposium in Atlanta, Georgia, attended by 83 people during that same year. Since then, the PMI has become best known as the publisher of a Guide to the Project Management Body of Knowledge, BOK, considered essential tools in today's project management profession. The PMI offers 2 levels of project management certification, Certified Associate in Project Management, CAPM, and Project Management Professional, PMP. 1975, PromptE method created by Simpax Systems Limited. The development of PromptE was in response to an outcry that computer projects were overrunning on time estimated for completion and original budgets as set out in feasibility studies. It was not unusual to experience factors of double, treble, or even 10 times the original estimates. PromptE was an attempt to set down guidelines for the stage flow of a computer project. In 1979, the UK government's Central Computing and Telecommunications Agency, CCTA, adopted the method for all information systems projects. In the same year, 1975, the Mythical Man Month, Essays on Software Engineering by Fred Brooks. In his book on software engineering and project management, Fred Brooks's central theme is that adding manpower to a late software project makes it later. This idea is called Brooks's Law. The extra human communications needed to add another member to a programming team is more than anyone expects. It naturally depends on the experience and sophistication of the human programmers involved and the quality of available documentation. Nevertheless, no matter how much experience they have, the extra time discussing the assignment, commitments, and technical details and evaluating the results becomes exponential as more people get added. These observations are from Brooks's experiences while managing the development of OS/360 at IBM. 1984, Theory of Constraints, TOC, introduced by Dr. Eliyahu M. Goldratt in his novel The Goal. TOC is an overall management philosophy that is geared to help organizations continually achieve their goal. The title comes from the view that any manageable system is limited in achieving more of its goal by a small number of constraints, and there is always, at least, one constraint. The TOC process seeks to identify the constraint and restructure the rest of the organization by using 5 focusing steps. The methods and algorithms from TOC went on to form the basis of critical chain project management. In 1984, the Project Management Professional, PMP, registered program, certifying project managers, launched. It detailed the process for becoming certified and identified the 3 areas in which points could be earned towards certification: education, experience, and service. The first certification examination was held October 6, 1984, at PMI 86 in Philadelphia. 56 individuals took the exam and 43 passed to become the first project management professionals, PMPs. (1986) Scrum named as a project management style. Scrum is an agile software development model based on multiple small teams working in an intensive and interdependent manner. In their paper, The New Product Development Game, Harvard Business Review, 1986, Takuji and Nanaka named Scrum as a project management style. Later they elaborated on it in The Knowledge Creating Company, Oxford University Press, 1995. Although Scrum is intended to manage software development projects, it can be used to run software maintenance teams or as a general project and program management approach. 1987, A Guide to the Project Management Body of Knowledge, PMBOK Guide, published by PMI. First published by the PMI as a white paper in 1987, the PMBOK Guide was an attempt to document and standardize accepted project management information and practices. The first edition was published in 1996, followed by a second in 2000 and a third in 2004. The guide is one of the essential tools in the project management profession today and has become the global standard for the industry. (1989), Earned Value Management, EVM, leadership elevated to Under-Secretary of Defense for acquisition. The PMBOK Guide of 1987 outlines Earned Value Management, EVM, subsequently expanded on in later editions. Although the earned value concept has been around on factory floors since the early 1900s, it only came to prominence as a project management technique in the late 1980s, early 1990s. In 1989, EVM leadership was elevated to the Under-Secretary of Defense for acquisition, thus making EVM an essential part of program management and procurement. In 1991, Secretary of Defense Dick Cheney canceled the Navy A-12 Avenger II program because of performance problems detected by EVM. In the same year, 1989, Prince method developed from PromptE. Published by the UK government agency CCTA, Projects in Controlled Environments, Prince, became the UK standard for all government information systems projects. A feature of the original method, not seen in other methods, was the idea of assuring progress from 3 separate but linked perspectives. However, the Prince method developed a reputation for being too unwieldy, rigid, and applicable only to large projects, leading to a revision in 1996. (1994), Chaos Report first published. The Standish Group collects information on project failures in the information technology, IT, industry, intending to make the industry more successful, showing ways to improve its success rates and increase the value of IT investments. The Chaos Report is its biennial publication about IT project failure. 1996, Prince 2 published by CCTA. OGC considered an upgrade to Prince in order, and the development was contracted out but assured by a virtual committee spread among 150 European organizations. Initially developed for information systems and information technology projects to reduce cost and time overruns, the second revision became more generic and applicable to any project type. (1997), Critical Chain Project Management, CCPM, invented. Developed by Eliyahu M. Goldratt, Critical Chain Project Management is based on methods and algorithms drawn from his theory of constraints, TOC, introduced in his 1984 novel titled, The Goal. A critical chain project network will keep the resources levelly loaded but need them to be flexible in their start times and switch quickly between tasks and task chains to keep the whole project on schedule. 1998, MBOK becomes a standard. The American National Standards Institute, ANSI, recognized MBOK as a standard in 1998, and later that year, the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, IEEE. 2001, the Agile Manifesto written. In February 2001, 17 software developers met at the Lodge, Snowbird, Utah Resort to discuss lightweight software development methods. They published the Manifesto for Agile Software Development to define the approach now known by the same name. Some of the manifesto's authors formed the Agile Alliance, a non-profit organization promoting software development according to the manifesto's 12 core principles. 2006, Total Cost Management Framework released by OS International. Total Cost Management is the name given by OS International to a process for applying the skills and knowledge of cost engineering. It is also the first integrated process or method of portfolio, program, and project management. OS first introduced the idea in the 1990s and published the whole process presentation in the Total Cost Management Framework. 2007, PMI, started to certify PGMP. In October 2007, the Project Management Institute, PMI, launched the Program Management Professional, PGMP, registered credential. At present there are more than 2,700 certified PGMP professionals in the world. 2008, 4th edition of MBOK Guide released. The 4th edition of the guide continues the PMI tradition of excellence in project management with an easier to understand and implement the standard with improved consistency and greater clarification. The updated version has 2 new processes, not in the previous versions. 2009, Major Prince 2 revision by Office of Government Commerce, OGC. A significant revision has made the method more straightforward and easily customizable, a frequent request from users. The updated version has 7 basic principles, not in the previous version, that contribute to project success. Overall, the updated method aims to give project managers better tools to deliver projects on time, within budget, and with the right quality work. 2012, ISO 21500:2012 Standard for Project Management released. In September 2012, the International Organization for Standardization published ISO 21500:2012, Guidance on Project Management. The standard is designed for any organization. It is the result of 5 years' work by experts from more than 50 countries. These include public, private or community groups and any project, regardless of complexity, size, and duration. 2012, 5th edition of PMBOK Guide released. The 5th edition of the guide, published in December 2012, provides guidelines, rules and characteristics for project management recognized as good practice in the profession. The updated version introduces a 10th knowledge area called Project Stakeholder Management and includes 4 new planning processes. 2013, in December this year, the Project Management Institute initiated a pilot program for their latest certification called Portfolio Management Professional or PFMP. For many, this is both a long-awaited certification that represents the pinnacle of the project management professional as well as a logical evolution of project management discipline as its awareness, acceptance, and adoption permeates through many if not most of the competitive organizations today. In the same year, 2017, 6th edition of PMBOK Guide released. This update reflects good practices in project management. New to the 6th edition, each knowledge area contains a section entitled Approaches for Agile, Iterative, and Adaptive Environments, describing how these practices integrate into project settings. It also emphasizes strategic and business knowledge, including discussion of project management business documents, information on the PMI talent triangle and the essential skills for success today. 2017, PRINCE2 second major revision by Axelos. PRINCE2's ownership changed to Axelos in 2013, which published the method's next major update in 2017. The new guidance focuses on scalability and flexibility. The 2017 update clarifies the bare minimum for a project to qualify as PRINCE2. It then shows examples, hints, and tips about how to adjust these core principles to your project. (2018) PRINCE2 Agile. PRINCE2 Agile is a tailored form of PRINCE2, suitable for Agile projects that use Kanban, Scrum, or a similar Agile system in their delivery layer. It adds a management and governance layer to the relatively simple Agile methods focused on the delivery layer. 2021, 7th edition of PMBOK Guide released. This latest edition addresses project practitioners' current and future needs and helps them be more proactive, innovative and agile in enabling desired project outcomes. The critical change in this edition reflects the full range of development approaches, providing an entire section devoted to tailoring the development approach and processes. What's next? With globalization come ever more significant challenges and the need for increased speed to market with products and services. Projects become larger, more complex, and increasingly challenging to manage. Teams are more diverse and spread across the world. Cost pressures push work offshore to low-cost countries, which itself presents several issues. The world is changing, and project management will need to change with it. Forecast. PMI says that by 2027 employers will need nearly 88 million people in project-related roles. The global demand for project managers is increasing. Project managers still provide an irreplaceably human combination of leadership, integration of specialists, and ethical behavior. The Project Management Institute, PMI registered, experienced 30% growth in membership each year for the last 5 years and is expected to serve more than 900,000 project managers, 3,000 program managers, and circa 900 portfolio managers worldwide by 2022. While many agree that there will be a boom in the number of project managers, the course of the profession is the subject of some debate. Undoubtedly, new techniques and better practices will arise as we push the boundaries of what is possible and new challenges face us. Human need drives us forward to a better future, and with it will come improvements in the way we manage projects. Some say, most of the things managers will be doing in the future will be project-oriented. Things that are repetitive in nature will be done with technology, computers, or robots. Everything else that must be done will involve developing, planning, and change, and when you're using those words, you're inevitably talking about projects. Some experienced PM professionals predict about the future of project management the following. 1. Methodology labels will lose importance. Project managers should look to apply their experiences to each individual project. 2. Big corporations aren't agile. As large corporations have gotten big and added overhead that comes with handling the complexities of meeting a diverse customer base, that agility decreases. So does the project management's agility. For project managers to thrive in the future, they will need to think independently and creatively within their organizations to question inefficiencies while still serving stakeholders. 3. Project managers will give way to project leaders who can not only manage projects, but also influence organizational change when necessary. Project leaders of the future will need to be more aware of what their people are doing and how they are feeling. 4. Time tracking will become more important. As teams become more distributed and working remotely becomes the norm rather than the exception, that knowing how your employees spend their billable hours will be vital to a project's success or failure. 5. The PMIATA, Program Management Improvement and Accountability Act, will increase the need for certified PMS. Project management will still be a dynamic and fascinating profession that is always striving for more. In the next video, we will go through the life cycles of project, program, and portfolio management. Please subscribe and follow the successive videos. You will receive notification. This is all about project, program, and portfolio management series. Thank you for watching.